The Raiders have cut offensive lineman Alex Leatherwood. Here is why this matters. Here is why it's important and it's notable that the Raiders have cut Alex Leatherwood. He was drafted 17th overall last year in 2021. He was a first-round pick just last year. And a year later, didn't even make final cuts. He didn't even make the roster. To be a first-round pick and then a year later not make the team is pretty insane. That almost never happens. Now, if you look back in time, a lot of people were surprised when the Raiders drafted him 17 overall in the first round. A lot of people said, he might be a second-round pick. He's more like a third-round pick. That feels like a big stretch, and clearly it was. Now, it didn't work out with Alex Leatherwood in Vegas. He did get claimed off of waivers by the Chicago Bears, so we'll see how it goes. Some people are calling that move a steal. The Bears do need help on the offensive line. We will see how Alex Leatherwood does in Chicago. To me, though, here's the story. Since 2019, the Raiders have had 6 first-round picks. They all have been disappointing. In 2019, the Raiders had 3 first-round picks. They drafted Clelin Ferrell, a defensive end. They drafted Josh Jacobs, a running back, and Jonathan Abram, a safety. All 3 of those players have had their 5th-year option declined by the Raiders. Clelin Ferrell is most notable. He's the number 4 overall pick from 2019. He's not even a starting defender anymore. He's not in your starting lineup, and he was drafted number 4 overall in 2019, a couple of years ago. That's no shame on Clelin Ferrell, but from a Raiders perspective, that's embarrassing. That's a bad pick. That's a bust. And like I said, all 3 of their 2019 first-round picks for the Raiders had their 5th-year option declined. That's not exactly a sign of a healthy, great draft class. Then both of their 2020 first-round picks, Henry Ruggs and Damon Arnett, got cut. Last year, they had trouble off the field, is a very nice way to put it. They got cut mid-season by the Raiders. That was a big deal. And now their 2021 first-round pick, Alex Leatherwood, has also been cut. That is 0 for 6. The Raiders have gone 0 for their last 6 first-round picks. Since 2019, 2020, and 2021, all 6 of their first-round picks have now left the team and didn't make it. And those are also, by the way, 2019, 2020, 2021. Those are the 3 years that Mike Mayock was drafting as the Raiders' general manager. It's also notable he was a broadcaster before he got hired by the Raiders to be their general manager. And look, I guess in fairness to him, he did draft Hunter Renfrow. He did draft Max Crosby. I don't want to completely disrespect Mike Mayock. But look, if you throw enough darts at the wall, some of them are going to stick. And the point is that Mike Mayock, his first-round draft picks did not work out at all for the Raiders. It's really, really bad. And now the Raiders' new leadership, their head coach, Josh McDaniels, their new general manager, Dave Ziegler, they are dealing with the consequences of the John Gruden and Mike Mayock era of the Raiders. And, wow. They inherited a team that had Derek Carr, an awesome quarterback, good for them. They inherited a playoff team last year, but there's a lot of dysfunction going on in Vegas. And the fact that your last 6 first-round picks all have been disappointing, that's actually almost hard to achieve, to be totally honest. Like, that's a lot of failure. And it's embarrassing. It's bad. I don't mean to hate on Mike Mayock, but he created a problem there. Imagine if they'd gone 6 for 6. Imagine if all 6 of those first-round picks had been incredible. You traded away Khalil Mack. You got a bunch of draft picks for him. None of them worked out. Now, the Bears didn't exactly win the Khalil Mack trade either because they quickly turned around and traded him to the LA Chargers, but it's kind of a mess. It's not great. And from the Raiders' perspective, I just feel bad for their fan base, man. The Raiders have been just I would imagine being a Raiders fan is kind of just a tumultuous experience where this team hurts you over and over again. It cannot be as bad as being a Seattle Mariners fan. But Oh my gosh. I felt bad for Raiders fans when I saw in the news, hey, remember that guy that drafted in the first round last year? He didn't even make the team. Oh, Raiders fans, I feel so bad for you guys. That's a tough blow.